Hello everyone. We're going to do a game of Freecell, but not just any one. This is one of the hardest games, number 25856. I've been doing Freecell for many years. I've played 1136 games over these many years, and really I've only lost 2, and eventually I figured them out. But so I'm just going to show you how to play Freecell. Now you might think it requires too much thinking, and it does require a bit of thinking, but anyone I think can figure out once you understand the basic concepts and the rules. The initial stages of the Freecell are simply to put one number underneath the next number, so that, for instance, you have 7 and 6 and you have opposite colors. They can go on underneath each other and you stack them. You want to avoid making too long of a stack, but the initial part of Freecell, the opening part, is simply to get cards to go. You find your aces and you try to get your aces up here. That's the number one priority. And you try to simply move the ones that are easy to move underneath each other. Small series of maybe 2 to 4 or 5. Now, you have some Freecells here. As you use the Freecells, you can move fewer and fewer numbers. So, for instance, I have 4 Freecells. Add 1 to whatever number you have, and I can move 5 total cards from one column to another. So right now we've taken care of the easy stuff. This is a harder version, so obviously it's going to require a bit more thought. So now what we look at is, okay, where are my aces? You note the positions of the aces. This is going to be a little harder to get to, a little easier. I've got my 2 blacks over here. You're going to want blacks and reds up here. So if you're going to get 2, try to get a red and a black. So we need to get to one of these blacks, and then we can alternate as we put them up. Putting cards up makes it easier to go down the lines and to move stuff. Where's my red ace? The red ace right here. So these 3 columns are critically important, but obviously if cards are gonna make it easy for you to go down the line, you might just burn through a line. Now once you burn through a line, you have an empty column. You can put the kings. The only card that you have to wait until you get to an end of the line before you can put them down. Alright, let's see if I can talk this through. Let's see. Wow, this one really is a harder one. Okay, so got some 10s up here, queens together. Now when you have 2 colors that are right next to each other and kind of higher up, that's going to start to block what you can build on through that line. Alright, 2 black 6s together. These things are going to be choke points. Let's see if I can think about this. Hope I don't bore you to death in this part, but it's going to be a lot of thinking, and this is actually getting complex enough it's hard for me to talk through the thinking. So I'm just going to go through my initial logic. If I throw that guy up, I'll have an 8 that can go on the 9. So then I look, okay, because I'm going through these 3 columns, is there any place I can put the jack? Well, my 2 black queens are over here. They're a little stuck. And those black queens will need to go on a red king here. And where's the other red king? There, here. So, I don't know, maybe I'll start building on top of a column I need to be burning through. If I put him up, that'd be 2 up. I've got a king. Put him up, that'd be 3 up total. This thing will have to go up as well. That'll have all my Freecells loaded up. That's a bad situation. I could put the king down and these 2 guys down, and I'll have 3 loaded with a black jack available for those red 10s. So I mean, those red 10s way up there, it's not going to be useful. So burning through this, bad idea so far. I mean, even if I can get that red 8 over here, I need a black 7. There's a black 7 not available. Where's the other black 7? Here. Not, I don't know, kind of available. So that's not really going to do much for me. I mean, to use that red 9, I'll need a black 10 and a black 10. Okay, so yeah, this tutorial is actually probably going to be I thought maybe if I showed a tutorial on a hard one, like a real hard one, might be able to encourage you, hey, if you can be walked through this, you can see some more complex tactics, and you can do one of the easier ones yourself. So it's not looking like that so far. Let's see, if I bring the 9 up, 5 and the 4 can go up here, 3 can go over, Jack can go over. Okay, so this is a case where I can talk through you to show how I can clear this thing with relatively small effect, because there's only 1 in my 4 that's taken up. And what do I get? I get an open line, and that's really valuable. So this part of the game right here is really a crucial part, because you can waste it, you can squander it by putting something on here. I actually couldn't put that whole line, and then you wouldn't have it available for other things. Also, this line is very useful because you can see here I can move forward a time onto this line, but if I step off of this line, I can actually move I can move double that. I can move 8 cards. So if I'm not putting on this particular open column, then 4 will go on here, 4 will go over to the place I'm wanting, and then 4 will come off of here onto the place where I'm moving it. So I can move a total of 8. So these empty columns are great when you need to move lots of cards from one column to another. Alright. So that was pretty good right there. Next one. So I'm looking at this column, these 3 columns I keep on focusing on. Let's see. So usually what I do when I go up these is I count. For instance, I have 3 available, so I go, okay, 1, 2, and I count them when I can't move the card to an easy place around here, on these other columns. Okay, and this one I might be able to use, so I can put it over, I can put these 2 over. This one I can't use, so that'd be 3. All Freecells used up. I have access here to an ace of spades, which only does me good if that 2 of spades is free, which it isn't, so that's not useful. And then I'll have my 9. Can't really do much with that. You can put an 8 on it, and that's it. 8 on it, and then that's all you can do. So burning through this column, not smart. Try this column. So we got a couple 4s, no 5s available. So that's 1, 2, 3. All of our free cells are used. Got this red 3 here. I mean, can't really use it. So that's not very smart. And what's this ace of diamonds do for us? Again, using that 2 that's way up there. Alright. So, getting a little bit more creative now. Let's see. If I move this entire column over to like a red 8 over here, could that get something? So if this is moved, then I have, let's see, it would be moved because this guy was up, so that'd be 1. Maybe actually I could build these things onto here, so like a 9, 8, 7. I can start here with a 1. Where's my ace of clubs? Way over here, so it'd be like 1. That would go over to the blackjack. That go to the blackjack. So I mean, burning through this column seems also really good. So what we're going to do is follow that plan. We're simply going to have this guy go over here. See, I have 2, so that's 3 times 2 for this column. Means I can move 6 at a time, and we had 5. Now, let's see. Alright. So I'm going to show you something in a second, because this column is the key column. Even though I'm building on these aces, I can't really get them up right now. I've already determined going through them isn't smart. So maybe that's what people usually try to do, why they can't do this. So okay, how do we determine this? It was again, so 2. Nope. So what we determined was, and I'm just minimizing the number of moves with that, 9 here, 8 here, 7 here. Okay, so this one is used up, but now this goes 1, 2, 3, whatever, I'm just counting. I don't even know why I'm doing that. Okay, and so then this can come up now. Let's see. Alright, so now I'm considering putting this stack onto here because I have that opening. I have 4 times 2 is 8. I can move this whole thing. So the question is it smart? Or basically, are there things under here that I need? Obviously those black 6s are useful to go on the 7s if I can get to the red 5s. So my red 5s are here, which I would actually be building on top of. And where's the other red 5? Where's that other red 5? I know you probably already found it, way up here. Okay, so not useful, not available yet. So that's the kind of thing I probably want to hold off on. So I'm looking at, okay, I can probably put this on here for now. Okay, now one of the reasons I want to put this on here is one of my important columns is becoming available. It's becoming. I'm not going to quickly put this onto my free column just because I might need the free column to move other large stacks, and I don't really have any large stacks except this, but I might want to move that. Okay, so let's see. What about if I go through this one? If I put the queen onto here, I'll have, let's see, 8's no use, so 1, 2, 3. I can't really use this until I can get to my ace over there. So I mean, it's kind of close. I don't know. We'll probably end up something like Jack 10. Where's my red 9? And probably try to put that on top of it. So let's do something like, see if it works. Because I think I'm visualizing it right. But, oh no, it's not gonna, yes, it'll work. Because I have that Jack I can lean on. This will go over. And then I build my Jack 10 like I wanted to. It's funny, I've got the 2 2s. Usually those go up really easy. I don't quite have enough to move this stack onto here like I was planning. I was visualizing it like, can I do it? Oh yeah, right. And that was the other thing I was thinking. So now I can do it. So I've got my free stack again, and my free column. So this is actually a much better position than when I was before. And you can tell that the game is almost solved. You might not see it, but the game is almost solved. So, and this really is one of the hardest Freecell random game, you know how they randomly shuffle, anyhow. One of the hardest starting positions. Okay, so what to do now? Alright, these columns are pretty good. This column is kind of good. Could use those guys, could use this, get those 2s off. So I mean, this kind of makes sense a little bit. Now that the question is, if I was going to do that, let's see, I can lean on this one here. Basically, I'm building stacks from a queen. That's a really good idea. And 3, I can't move. Let's see, what can I move? If I brought this up, I'd be able to move 4. That's not enough. This goes up, I only have 1. That's 2 times 2 is 4. That's if I built on here, which isn't really a good idea. Okay, if I get either one of these guys go up. So I mean, that's a good thing right there. I might end up doing it anyway. Yep, I think I will. Just because once I get these up, those 2 go up. So I have 3 here, 6. I can move this over now. So, really powerful idea there. If you can free up a column and you get some of these out from that ace, then you can move a lot more and stack this. So alright, we have access to our 6s now, which are only really useful for those 5s. So what would we end up doing? There's the option of bringing this over. You get the red 3, the black 2, and those guys over. It is a better position. So let's do that for now. Okay. So I choose these strategies simply to, I'm just thinking about how to do this, simply to free up these columns. There's a lot of power in that. Okay, so maybe it looks something like this. Okay, just repositioning and stretching. Okay, so what do we do now? Basically, this one needs developing. These 3 are all, ready to receive cards. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, and these 2 need developing, but they got the aces. So that's the critical thing right there. So I see those two right there, the ace of spades and the ace and the three of spades. So it might make sense to do this one, but we need queens. So her queen's tied up in here, not very useful. So we need a black 8 to get through here. Let's see, black 8 over here. So it's pointing to this column. This one's pointing to this column. Let's see, black 5 for this. We need a black 5 for this. He's already used up and he's over here, so he's pointing to this column. Okay, so this is where it's starting to get a little bit complex because they're all pointing to each other on which ones we need to get these things moved. Okay, so what to do? What to do? At this point, it becomes interesting to start putting cards up. So we've got already a red and a black. So what we can do probably is something like this. This one up, these two over. Usually when I double click on the cards, they'll go into here. But not in that case. Okay. So here we need a 3. Red 3 of hearts, red 4 of hearts. We could use that. There's the red 3 of hearts. So let's do something like this. Jack's high enough up, I can build on that. I don't mind wasting a column by putting him down. And so alright, there goes the... so there's a case, I double click it and it's supposed to go to here. Not used to that mechanic. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I saw that I could put my red 8 down and move these guys over. I mean, could do, anyways. Could do. Why not? The game's practically solved anyways. I'm not sure if you're seeing it, but the rest of this part is easy. This says, hey, no worries. It's a game in the bag. In fact, I don't mind using up all my free cells to rearrange things, because I know that I'll have another opening here. There's just plenty of space to move around. No problem. So all of these are built. They got a nice line going for them. They're available to move stuff around. So let's see. All right, let's do this. You probably already see the end of the game. It's not really much of a point in showing you the rest of this, but I do want you to see that it actually was solved. See its a conclusion. Instant gratification. All goes up. So easy, easy. I hope you learned a few things from this as far as strategy. Keeping your free cells open, using those empty columns to move larger columns, planning it out which columns that you can go through and be productive, and which ones you'll go through and end up just getting frozen. So now it shows 3 on here. Yeah, most of my Freecell games actually play on the Android, so that's where my 1136 games comes in. Usually, just when I ever have a couple of minutes where I'm kind of tied up and don't really need my attention or anything else, I'll pull out the Freecell game. So, and it's called, I believe it's Solitaire. Let me look at it real quick. It's I don't know. I think it's just called Solitaire, but it's really nice. Anyhow, I hope you learned a few things. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your Freecell. It does require a bit of thinking, but I'll tell you what. All of the games that I play for the last at least a year, I think, couple of years, are games where only about 33% or less of the people that tried them solved them. And there's just something, I don't know, you feel like you're better than everyone else, right? Because it's like, I was able to solve these things, most people can't. So there's quite a feeling of triumph over the challenge on that. So I guess you can realize that you are pretty smart. Anyhow, best of luck, and thanks for watching.